All right, awesome. So let's actually get started standing. Since we're gonna just go right into movement, we might as well get there. And if you have a block, have it nearby because we might use it just as an option, but it's always nice to have. And so stand at the top of your mat. See if you can pick all 10 toes up off of your mat. And then you can even look down at them. See if you can spread them a little bit wider. And I want you to start with your pinky toes and roll each toe down. So you just create a little bit more real estate on your mat, like with the feet. And then think about where your weight naturally just lands as you do that, right? So you might notice that your ankles like slightly roll in a bit, just as you're neutral, totally fine. They might roll out a little bit. I want you to just like observe it and see if you can find the middle. A little bit of functional sort of awareness. And you can even spread your feet just a little bit wider or bring them closer together. So there's a lot of options. I just want you to find the place that feels natural for your feet to land and feel firm underneath your hips. Maybe it's a soft bend in the knees that allows that to happen. See if you can shrug your shoulders up towards your ears actively. And then squeeze your shoulder blades together to broaden through the collarbones, like squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Nothing else really changes. So you're not drawing your navel forward. Your belly still stays engaged. And then drop the shoulder blades down. Soften, find neutral, but still keep that broadness in your chest. Arms stay down along your sides. Soften the fingertips. And then maybe even bring your hands to your belly. Close your eyes. So just observe the breath. If it helps, maybe one hand comes to your chest. So you notice the movement that happens naturally as you breathe in and out. Notice that ebb and flow again, full breath in. Out. One more like that, breathe in. Maybe even let out a sigh, open your mouth. Awesome, and so we're gonna use our breath to link movement. So take a breath in, sweep your arms out and up, reach straight up. Might even look up towards your fingertips, give them a little wiggle, lift them up. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to your hips. I want you to soften your knees like 10%. Think about your hip being a hinge here. And I want you to just start to send your torso forward. So you hinge at the hips. Hinge at the hips. So you're just closing that gap between your torso and your thighs. And then once you reach the bottom, drop your head. Let it shake. Yes. No. Soften the jaw. And then release the hands down. So you initiate all folds from your hips rather than your upper back. Take a halfway lift here, hands to your shins, and reach your collarbones forward. Maybe even look forward to find that length. And then exhale, place your hands down on the ground, step back to downward facing dog. So you can soften your knees again here. So you can, again, initiate that hinge at the hips rather than that rounding of the upper back. Stay here, take a breath in. Again, maybe open up the mouth. And then use your next inhale, rise up to your toes. And then start to pull forward to a plank position. You can always drop your knees down, but stay long through the top of your head. Take one more inhale. See if you can move so slow, but hugging your elbows towards your sides, lower down to your belly. Take your hands out a little bit wider here, tent them, and point your toes back behind you. Lift your chest up. So wide cobra stance here. And then exhale, release. Forehead back down to the ground. Do that one more time. Inhale like a wave. You'll rise up. And then exhale, release. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Press through your knees like you were coming up through tabletop, but then tuck your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Long exhale out. Now on your next inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. Three-legged dog. Maybe roll the ankle, fan out the toes. Use your exhale to step right foot towards your right hand. Nice. And then your block can come to your left hand here. Use your next breath in, reach your right arm up, twist, open to the right. And then as you exhale, right hand reaches forward, let it land back on the ground. Start to take an inhale and step your left foot up to meet your right. Halfway lift, hands into your shins, heart forward. Exhale to fold again, initiating at the hips. Start to stand up, sweep the arms up overhead, look up, and exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. So nice, one breath in here, long breath out. And then again, on the other side, reach the hands up overhead, look up. Exhale, hands can come to your hips just to initiate that fold, like you're squeezing your fingers as you fold forward. That might mean you soften the knees. Halfway lift, hands to your shins, heart forward. Hands go down, step back, downward facing dog. Right away, pull forward to plank on the inhale. And then knees on or off the mat, lower all the way down to your belly. Wide cobra or narrow cobra, your choice. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to release down. Downward facing dog. Tuck toes, hips up and back. Stay for a breath in. Bigger breath out. Now it's the left leg, it will rise. Roll the ankle, fan out the toes. Use your exhale here to engage the belly, step the left foot forward. Maybe block under your right hand, left arm rises. You twist. So nice. And then left hand forward, let it land down. Step right foot up to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, big breath in. Exhale, fold. Stand all the way up with the firm stance in the feet. Hands to your heart center. We'll add on to that, but stay first. Big breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out. And then here you go. Reach your hands up, full inhale. Sit back into chair pose on your exhale. Take a breath in, lift your heart a little higher. On your exhale, tip it forward, sweep the arms back like wings. See if you can squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you like you did before. Again, sit back into chair, arms rise. Exhale, tip forward, sweep the arms back. Stand all the way up, look up. And then hands through your heart, fold forward. Halfway lift, big breath in. Hands plant down, step the feet back, downward facing dog. Pull forward to plank, lower onto your belly. And your choice of cobra, and then exhale, release. Downward facing dog. Right leg rises on the inhale. Exhale, step right foot through. Right arm will rise, big inhale, twist. And then exhale, right hand forward, let it land inside the foot. Now find wide leg forward fold facing the long edge of your mat, the left side. Parallel the feet, take a halfway lift here. Exhale, fold, drop the head. Shake the head, yes, no. Let something soften here. And then find that halfway lift again, similar to what we did last week. So left knee bends, side lunge here. If you want a little more, arms out like wings. Stay for a breath in. And then on your breath out, warrior two, right toes point forward, arms go long. Keep that right knee bent, reverse warrior, right hand rises. Side angle just for the exhale, forearm to your thigh, left arm alongside your ear. Inhale to reverse here. You just straighten that right leg, heel toe that back foot a little bit closer, and then start to initiate with that right hip. I want you to think about pulling that right hip back in space towards, like, in theory, your left heel. Then tip the torso forward, reach through the right fingertips. Then maybe drop that right hand down to the block, triangle pose, left arm rises. So you can really find that length through the right side. If you want a little more of a stretch, your top arm, your left arm, can reach forward here. One more big inhale. So nice. And then exhale, release that hand, move block off to the side. Warrior two. Come back up just for a moment. Straighten the legs, reach the arms up, parallel the feet. Exhale again, wide leg forward fold. Not here long though, halfway lift, big inhale. Frame your right foot at the top of your mat, low runner's lunge. Halfway lift, so walk your back foot up to meet the right, hands to your shin. Exhale, fold. Stand all the way up, reach arms overhead. Hands to your heart center. So nice, breathe in. Mouth open. We have that all again on the other side. So reach the hands up overhead. Sit back into chair pose. Stay here, take a breath in. Tip forward, sweep the arms back. One more like that, inhale, sit back into chair. Tip forward, sweep the arms back. Stand all the way up, rise, look up. Softly bend the knees as you fold forward. Halfway lift, lengthen. Downward facing dog. Step both feet back. Pull forward to plank on an inhale. Lower all the way to your belly. Now, up dog or cobra. If you're finding up dog, tops of the feet really press down and you'll lift your chest up, but the legs are strong. Downward facing dog. Your left leg rises on an inhale. Step it through. Left arm will rise, big breath in. And then reach your left hand forward, wide leg forward fold, facing the right side of your mat. Again, shake your head, yes. No, soften the jaw. So nice. Firmly plant down through the feet, halfway lift. Chest parallel to the ground. Bend through the right knee, that side lunge. If you want more, arms out like wings. Engage the belly here more. Take a breath in. Warrior two to the front of your mat. Arms go wide. Reverse warrior. Big breath in. Side angle on the exhale. Now, reverse warrior again. Straighten your left leg. Heel toe that right foot closer. And then think about your left hip pulling back in space. Then tip the torso forward, triangle pose. I like left hand on a block. So it's not about how low you can get, but how much length you create. Maybe right hand reaches forward. And you spin your chest up a little bit higher. One more inhale. Bend through the left knee as you rise, warrior two. Straighten the legs, parallel the feet. Wide leg forward fold, let the head drop. Halfway lift, big breath in. Frame your left foot at the top. Halfway lift, so back foot steps up, heart forward. Exhale, fold. You rise up, stand, reach up overhead. Hands to your heart center, fingers touch. Toes spread apart and ground. Close your eyes. Maybe even one hand comes to your belly again. One hand to your heart, and come back to that stillness. The softening, the observing that happens when you just take 3 slow, intentional breaths. Like a metaphor for life, right? We could be running around all day doing all the things we need to get done inevitably, right? But what would happen if we just paused along the way and took 3 simple breaths to regroup, to observe, to then move forward? So let's take one all together. Full breath in. Open your mouth. Letting out that sigh. Sweep arms up and overhead. And look up, get a little bit taller, maybe even a slight back bend. Softly bend the knees and you fold forward. So a nice halfway lift. Bring your hands down, step back to downward facing dog. Your last one here. Full inhale. Long exhale. Rise up to your toes. Drop your knees down. Just find an easy cow pose. Drop the belly, lift the heart. Press into your hands, round your back, drop your head. And come back to neutral. Reach your right arm up, full inhale. And thread the needle on your exhale. So you reach over with the right hand, you'll reach over to the left and then lower your right temple to the ground. You can just like hang out here. If you want it to be a little more active of a stretch, you can think about reaching with your right hand, pressing down with your left hand for leverage, but then lean the back of your heart away from that hand. Soften the gaze. Stay with your breath. Inhale and exhale. Awesome. And then you'll slowly come back up, tabletop pose. Reach the left hand up when you're ready and thread it through. Left temple comes down. And slowly come back up when you're ready. Meet me in a seat. So you'll swing your legs around. Take your right shin or right ankle in front of the left. Hands to your knees to sit up nice and tall, chest broad. Think about initiating at the hips first. To then maybe reach your fingertips forward. You might stay here. Or if you'd like, walk your fingertips a little further, and then drop your head down. Maybe even then soften the elbows. Sometimes it's nice to even bring a block underneath your forehead here. So you can let your upper body sort of soften as you feel that stretch, that sensation in the hips. Stay here for 3. Last 2. Last 1. And slowly come back up, take the legs out in front, give them a little shake, and then switch. So left shin or ankle in front here, knees as wide as they need to be to feel comfortable, to have enough space here to fold forward, sit up nice and tall. And then think about, again, hinging at the hips. You might find that point right away where you want to stay and pause and breathe. That's okay. Just soften the upper body. If you want to walk the fingertips forward, awesome. Maybe that block comes with you for underneath your head, and then you fold. So for me, obviously both sides are not created equally. I know that. This is inventory or information, right? Rather than creating a story around it, just breathing wherever I've landed can be helpful. Again, you're here wherever you've landed for 3. 2. Last one. Slowly coming back up, moving that block if you've had it, or grab any props that you'd like to set yourself up. And you'll slowly make your way onto your back. Maybe one long body stretch here. So toes pointing forward, reach arms alongside your ears. Big breath in right here. And then arms come down along your sides. I want you to make fists with your hands here. Scrunch up your toes. Maybe engage your glutes, engage the quads, engage the belly, maybe even scrunch up the face here and take your biggest inhale yet. Everything's engaged. And then let it all release on your exhale. So you can really soften the toes, soften the ankles, soften the belly, chest, the arms, the hands. Soften the jaw. And features of the face. Breath in. Long breath out. Slowly bring your hands to your torso, just somewhere to find like an anchor. Notice your next 3 breaths. The ebb and the flow. The in and out. And when you're ready, start to just bend your knees and roll to the side of your choice. See if you can keep your eyes heavy as you press yourself up to a seat. So sit up nice and tall when you're there. Maybe hands come together in front of your heart. Feel the pads of your fingertips touch. Maybe even bow your chin towards that space. Take a moment. And then thumb tips can come to your forehead center, maybe even lift your face, lift your chin. Remembering to take time to be kind to yourself first, so you can then share that kindness out with others. Namaste.